3, 2, and 1. What's up, guys? I'm BZ. I didn't see it recording.
I'm Adrian.
Take two. I'm Danae.
And this is But
Actually,
Decent.
the
podcast.
podcast. We got it,
Yeah.
yo. We got it. We
Woo.
got
Good
it.
guys. Good one, guys.
Yes.
Where we be 3
Yeah.
millennials
Yeah. 3 millennials.
that be talking about a whole bunch of stuff. You hear me?
A whole bunch.
Yeah.
A whole
From
bunch.
Black Mirror to
talking.
Black people, huh? Come on here. So yeah, this is what we doing. And also, before we go another further, follow us on IG at ButActuallyDecentPod, YouTube at Pod and Color, TikTok at ButActuallyDecent, Facebook But Actually Decent the podcast, and Spotify But Actually Decent the podcast. My brothers and sisters, what's going on, man? How
And
y'all
keep on
feeling?
subscribe.
Yeah,
People be
subscribe
watching
too.
but not subscribing.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
Guys, we're content creators and YouTubers now, so we need you guys to subscribe. Okay, thanks.
All right.
Nay, how was your weekend?
I am currently in. So the last time I was in Austin for a work conference, I said that was the white people's New Orleans.
A-Town.
Joliet is not Joliet. Where am I? Peoria. Peoria is the Gary of Central Illinois. So I'm there, and I have been at a conference all weekend. So nothing too eventful. Leaving tomorrow. Got a chance to meet the chairman of the Bears today. He gave a speech, but really it was just Q&A. And instead of people asking questions that was on task, they wanted to talk about where do you see the team going in 5 years? So whatever. And
I was gonna wear my Bear shirt today too. That's crazy.
He was giving out prizes to people that asked questions, but like at one point, remember when Trump was like throwing them paper towels into the he did that, and I was like, "What? Stop throwing that stuff!" Like, black people feel a way about people throwing stuff. Like, don't throw it. Just hand it to me.
Yeah.
Dang, and you ain't even got to
pass it to somebody to pass it to me.
You.
Yeah.
Thank you. Don't throw it at me. But besides that, I ain't been doing a thing.
That's what's
you
up.
All?
Hey, how about you?
This weekend I went to a derby party. That was fun. So I did that. Yeah.
Okay, you're not gonna just go past that. You got to tell us what does that mean?
So the derby, and I'm saying I guess because I didn't derby. I still don't derby, but I'm a little interested now. But it's a big racehorse in Kentucky. And they have all these different horses, and people bet on them, and I feel like it's like the white people Freaknik because they it was raining. They had on, I'm sure, super expensive clothes, and they had on ponchos. Like, and so if it's raining, there's mud. So those Giuseppe's and everything else is getting ruined, and they did not care. So I went to a party, and we had to dress up. So I wore a little pink and green number. And it was fun.
It was right. I didn't say it, but it was right there.
It was fun. It was fun.
Some 1908 colors.
Yeah, a little bit. But yeah. So that was the party. We watched the race, and they were playing pool. I was drinking. Yeah.
So it's one race. Or is it a series of races?
So there's one big race, but there's like smaller races leading up to it. Like I think the race came on at like 5 or 4 or something. But there are like mini races from, on a smaller scale, I would say. So yeah.
Okay.
But it was cool. So I did that Saturday. And then we had a meeting at work Sunday at 5 a.m.
Golly.
Yeah. 5 a.m. on a Sunday. And then I went to church. Oh, went to breakfast, then went to church. Then made the decision to go see my family, everybody that I could while I was out there, and then had dinner with another one of my friends at Beatrix, which is really nice. Have y'all ever been there?
Mom, what is that? Where is that?
Tenfold Market.
There's one in football. We went to the one in Oakbrook. And it was cool. I think that's a cool place I would be like super down with us going to. But we did that too. So yeah, super nice. So that was my weekend.
What did you eat?
I had hot honey Brussels sprouts and a mushroom green bowl, and it had like some shiitake mushrooms and kale, and it was good.
Oh,
it was really good. And we had
like call them shit steak.
Like call them what?
Shit steak mushroom.
Day, that's crazy.
I'm sorry.
Whatever.
I heard somebody say that. My bad. Okay.
But no,
it was cool. Sounds lovely. A Brussels ain't never hurt nobody.
And I never.
Heard that. My weekend was cool. Yeah, my weekend was cool. I took pictures for a prom. It turned out really, really nice. And you know what? Unfortunately, like RIP to the young lady. I think it was just one young lady that passed away. She was going to an HF prom. I guess it was coming back or something, and she died. So everybody that's you know somebody that's going on prom or something like that, just pray for them and pray that it be, they be careful. I was talking to my mom about this too. It was like, man, some of these kids, they don't even drive for like they haven't been driving for since they've been 16. You know what I'm saying?
I had just got my license the week before, and I'm like, boom, I'm driving to prom downtown. I was like, oh, sorry guys.
Yeah, man. So it's so crazy because they haven't been driving for a long time, and then to drive at night on prom on such a busy, night, it's just so crazy. So
I'm so
sorry. R.I.P. to her. That is sad.
That's so unfortunate. So unfortunate.
Tell us you went to Disney World next. That makes me sad.
Prayers up for her family and that stuff. Like right before graduation.
Yeah, right before graduation. It's so crazy. Yeah. So the beginning of that Saturday started with I was helping my wife clean out our 5-year-old's room because it was crazy, but now it's nice. Now it's really nice, and now everybody want to be in there. We all like, hey, you got some snacks up here? Like, you got a little refrigerator or something?
Has she been in there?
Oh man, more than ever. More than ever. That's how it is, though. When you clean up a room, I saw this.
Then everybody want to go there.
Everybody want to go there. I saw this meme is like when you go out your room and then you like open the door and peek in because this is what somebody else will see, and I'm like, that's so funny. That's hilarious because it's true. Because you'd be like, oh yeah, it look nice in here. Yeah,
so true.
Yeah. Then Sunday was cool, and then we here to Monday. Happy Cinco de Mayo to all of our people that listen and partake. You know what I'm saying?
Cinco.
I for sure went to Pepe's for lunch.
This lady was like, "It's Cinco de Mayo, right?" And everybody was like, "No." She was like, "Is it tomorrow?" And then somebody was like, "Well, it would be on the 5th, right? Cinco."
Right.
And she was like, "Today years old. Girl, where have you been?"
Wow.
You are a teacher. But I digress.
But you know what? People not taking Spanish.
Why?
Wait. But people not taking Spanish during high school it's a lot of people that don't take Spanish during high school. They either take another foreign language. You said what?
If you don't know
Barney taught us Spanish. Like if you never take, how to 5.
Yeah, you should know Cinco. But I mean, I have more thoughts on that, but I ain't gonna do that.
Okay,
that's funny. You know what? I would love to hear your thoughts on that, or any other thoughts on what y'all mad at today. Why don't you
I
go
like
ahead and
that
lead us into
segue.
that?
Come on, B. You
Come
supposed
on,
to be BT
segue.
Awards. You supposed to host the BT Awards. You'll be so good.
You did
So
it. You
proud.
did that.
Just get us tickets,
Um,
though.
Mine
know
is
it.
short and sweet. What y'all mad about now? I since being here, I am one of those that I have abruptly stopped Target shopping. And
Mm.
at home, that really does not present as much of an issue. I'm not judging nobody. I'm just talking about as for me in my house.
I'm just
As
talking
for
about what I'm
me in
talking
my
about.
house, that's it. So at home, it's a lot easier to not have to. But since I've been here,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just been some little things that I need to grab, right? And so
Mhm.
the facility where the conference is being held, right across the street is a Walmart. And I haven't been in Walmart. And I have not been in Walmart in Peoria. And I will just say that it is an experience that I have not had any, I haven't had a Walmart experience in a while. Um I think I'm going to settle in on the self checkout. I have a problem when I'm in the self checkout with things just in my hand. So less than 10 things, right? One of them may require some age verification, right?
Mhm.
And there's no one around. How is
Mhm.
there no one around, right? Like, and we at Walmart where there you never just walk up to a thing and just, whatever. But the line was very long. It was very, I've been here for the weekend. So you imagine people do their Walmart shopping on Saturdays, and I just don't know where any of the workers were up in there. And I then the one poor girl that did eventually come over there, she literally was looking at her phone. And it wasn't to check and see for
Yeah, it
merchandise.
wasn't the Walmart. Right, right,
Like,
right, right. Yeah.
no, you're looking at something on your phone. What are you doing, boo? What are you doing? So that's one. Two, hotel rooms, they just don't clean your room no more. Like,
Wow.
they just don't. Have y'all had that experience lately?
Not. I haven't been in a hotel lately, so I can't speak to that.
I feel like now they are expecting you to ask them to come and
Yeah,
clean your room
yeah.
or just, but my thing is, I'm not about to pick up the phone and call y'all and ask for this. Maybe upon checkout, you should ask me if I need my room cleaned every day. But no one has, I've been here for, this will be the third night. No one has come in here to clean. No one.
Oh, you talking about while you're there? Oh,
While
wow.
I'm
Yeah.
here, no one has
Yeah.
come here to clean. And I've spent a great deal of the day out of here because of the conference, and
Mhm.
nobody still ain't came. So I don't know if maybe it's a Peoria thing. I'm gonna chalk it up as I'm mad at Peoria because
Mhm.
y'all
Yeah.
not doing stuff right here. Fix it.
That's the last time she gonna come to P Valley. Okay.
P Town. They call it P Town. They
P
got a
Town is
big strip
crazy.
club here, but apparently somebody got shot there, and so it's closed.
I'm sorry, they have what there?
It's called Big Al's.
And that's the nightclub?
It's a
No, the
nightclub
strip club.
strip club.
Oh, okay. A
Yeah, but
booty
somebody
bar.
got shot there, and they got signs on the door saying,
And do you know this because you guys were gonna go there, or you just kind
when
of?
you say you guys, um, you that does not include me. Some folks were
Oh,
talking about
I thought it was
Okay.
only you.
it.
You guys, just me.
Now,
Big
no,
Al's got four stars on Yelp. That's
if
it.
don't
I want to
nobody
go to
know,
Big Al's.
yeah,
We
well,
we on our way to Big Al's. I don't
you
want to
can go to
go.
Big Gals right
Even
now.
if
Big
that
Al's
didn't
is
happen.
Bellanoche.
Well,
Nah.
Okay,
can't go to Bellanoche.
they was not beefing at that wedding. But Peoria sucks.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds like it.
What a weird city.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, that's it. Fix it.
Fix it. I do have a busy offers wisdom, and it's short and sweet. So basically, um, when you know your worth, um, I always think of things as like businesses. You know what I'm saying? So, like for example, if you say that you do, let's say you do massages for like $1,000 and they're the best massages ever. You believe it. You got people to recommend you and they believe that it's the best massages ever. But you just looking on your Facebook, on your stories, and you see your other peers being booked and you're not being booked. It might be a dry season, a slow season for you. You know, sometimes when you know your worth, you're not going to be getting booked as much as other people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be okay with that, because those other people may be getting $25 massages at Big Al's in the private room, and you don't even know what they expecting, and you ain't doing none of that. You see what I'm saying? So that's my busy office wisdom. Sometimes, and you know what I'm saying, even for friendships or whatever, you see people going out and you know what I'm saying, you like, man, how come they don't invite me? You don't even know that situation at all.
They're gonna have you at a Diddy party,
brother. You know what I'm saying? Like you should be happy that you are at the crib in peace. You know what I'm saying? So we just have to change our perspective sometimes, So
I like
that's my busy offers wisdom today. 8, do you have some? I know you cooking today.
Yeah, I feel like that was good. That was good. Between the wisdom and
Big Al's.
P-Valley not giving what it needs to give.
Not giving.
I don't want to put nothing else on that. That's enough.
I should have. I'm mad about a lot, but I ain't gonna do it.
It sounds like you need to get this off your chest.
No,
sure?
No. This room is configured weird, and so the shower is at an angle. It's poorly constructed. And I know when I go on these rants, when I go on these rants, you think I'll be trying to. I'm not trying
to find
say
something.
I know. No. It's a corner shower, but the shower head, like as soon as you turn the water on, it's spraying. The shower is so small that it's spraying out on the bathroom floor. And there's literally no way that you can move the shower head to like point it down.
She in P-Town.
I'm at a Marriott. Yeah. I mean, and it's not a cheap hotel.
Oh wow.
I guess it's one of the best they have to offer, but that's not saying much.
Which is saying a lot, right?
Yeah. So this was just much better than being at the host hotel, where if you step out of your room, it's like, today. No, I don't want to see nobody. Matter of fact, you don't even know what floor I'm on. I'm not even at your hotel, so I guess I got to take it. But I don't remember the shower experience being like this in the past.
Well, you know how you are with a shower head. Yeah. We almost got into a shootout.
A shootout for real.
Legit. Janae and I were together, and the shower head. I'm tall, she's not, and it was like
it had been there forever. The shower head had been there forever, so trying to get it off and replace it with a new one was not an easy task.
Yeah, that wasn't happening.
At some point, we was putting olive oil on it and just.
I wasn't even talking about that one. I was talking about how I used to do the shower head.
Oh yeah,
and how you would be ready to kill me, but I forgot about trying to change one.
200-degree water.
Every time I get in the shower, I'm like, Adrian.
I'd be like, I'm gonna take Dante out.
Hair all wet. Dang. Nah, that's funny.
That's funny.
Peoria sucks. Adrian, what you cooking today?
All right. Okay. Well, you know what? It works for dealing with everything that we've discussed so far. On our 6th and 7th episode of But Actually Decent, and we're on episode 41. So shout out to us for that. So on our 6th and 7th episode, we discussed the different types of self-care. And I just believe that since that episode, so much has changed in all of our lives and the world as we know it, period. And so I think it's a good idea to have, a check-in or, to check your self-care temperatures to see just where you are and what you want to talk about, and maybe even come up with some stuff on how we can move forward. So I will just discuss the different types of self-care. Then I'll have a question or so, and then we could just discuss there. So that's how I think we should flow.
Can you remind us what the 5 pillars?
Yes. So
that's great.
there are I think I left one off actually. But there's financial self-care, there's spiritual self-care, there's social self-care, there's emotional self-care, and professional self-care. And again, this was introduced to me in therapy because that's a picture that my therapist has on the wall in her office. And I was just super, super intrigued by it. So, but we broke it down. That was a thing for us for a while. Just the different types of self-care and how typically if one is off balance and you're off balance in its entirety and you just kind of trying to make it, you know what I mean? So, when she said that, that helped me to even today look at just what I got going on. And if I feel that I'm weak in the area, then I'm instead of saying I don't know what's going on, I'm like, okay, so because I'm weak there, I know this and I know that. So I think having this discussion can give us a reminder, and any listeners that maybe didn't hear it, give us something to think about, and that we can be actually decent. Okay.
I love it.
Okay.
On time. It's Mental Health Awareness Month too.
It is. They had a thing at Swallow Cliff, a sign. I need to see what's going. Y'all want to go?
No.
I knew that was gonna be at least Brian's answer.
Right? There wasn't even a half breath.
Next question.
No. Do I want to go? No. Should I probably go? Yeah.
Remember we got lost in the woods today?
No. You led me out into the woods where there was no internet service.
I was like, yeah, we were out there.
And nasty. No, that was not. I'm never listening to you. I don't know why I even said yeah. I must have.
I don't know why you did either, because you know I never know where I'm going.
You know I don't know where I'm going. Hilarious.
That is so funny.
I haven't been there since they've. I know that it's changed, right? Is this stuff in the middle now?
No, so I've been going because it's close to me now, and unless it's something that changed in like when you're walking like on the trail, like up once you get upstairs, I don't know if something's changed back there, but as far as the stairs and everything go, as far as I remember, it looks the same.
I don't think I've
been. It for sure feels the same, for sure.
Yeah. I'm good.
Yeah, we should go. That'll be a part of your physical self-care.
Talk about the show, Adrian.
See, we can.
We done, B. Come on.
So since you want to walk away, and we're talking about the different types of self-care, that is for real like one of the key forms of self-care is physical self-care. And so physical self-care encompasses activities that actively promote and maintain your physical well-being. So yes, you're Swallow Cliffs, you're going to the gym. And Danae, I love I feel like I think you have 5. Like when I get the notification from the Apple Watch, like Danae finished, and I'll be rooting for you. I'll be rooting for you. And I see you, and that is physical self-care. So bring your ass down to Swallow Cliff. Let's go.
I mean, we should don't twist my arm, I might. So basically, we gonna go to Swallow Cliff and then hit up Brian afterwards when we go to eat.
Yeah, and if we have to pass LaGrange, like it can work.
Yeah,
it can work.
We can do that.
But it'd be even better if B just come to Swallow Cliff with us, and then I really hate him.
He ain't playing.
No, but no, on a more.
It ain't no joke.
It's not.
My look. My one homie who is a very fit brother, he said, "Listen, you got to find out what works for you. You could burn 800 calories during CrossFit. if you don't like CrossFit, it ain't gonna work for you. You're gonna hate doing it, and you're gonna stop doing it. So
true,
yeah,
though.
woods
That's true,
and stairs, I'm cool on it.
Yeah, them stairs be. Whew.
There's
They
ain't no
do.
gym.
They not.
So physical health.
So physical self-care. So
Physical
we talked all about the no shade to swallow clip. B don't mean that. But that's a form of self-care. So that's something that you should think about in your maybe in your journaling time or just with reflecting and just where are you in your physical self-care? How do you work out? Do you try and park away from the door? Do you stand up if you have Apple Watch? Do you stand up when it says, you've been sitting too long? Like those types of things will all add to your self-care as a whole, but there's different components. And so for our physical, let's try and get physical. Ain't that a song?
It
Get
is.
Physical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so for that, just real quick, because I want us to get through as much as we can, if we can, are there any specific types of exercises or physical activity that you enjoy? And if so, why?
Nay, what you got?
Lately, I have been trying to get back into weights. So I have a set of weights at home. I'm not in a place where I'm going to the gym right now. And so I'm just trying to increase my little home corner gym. And so I purchased some kettlebells to do some more stuff. I have a treadmill already, so I've been trying to get on that. Even if it's just while I'm watching something on TV, I'll just get on there and walk a little bit. I tried to do the morning thing. I just don't think I'm ever gonna be a wake up at the ass crack of dawn and work out kind of person. Like I could do it every now and again, but that's just not gonna consistently be for me.
Okay.
So that's why I've been trying to like couple it with when I get home and when I'm just kind of chilling, just walking during that time. And I've been trying not to even like I come home, drop my bag, put on my shoes, and just do it then because that little space and time in between.
You're right. That's dangerous.
Yeah.
Generally, it don't it don't pan out the way you think it's gonna pan out if you pause for a second. So, yeah, I think I'm proud of myself because my partner and I said we want to try to close all our rings every day of May. Now I have failed. I have failed already, but I'm doing way more than I have been in past months.
Past weeks.
Past weeks.
Past weeks.
Past weeks. I swear I thought of that as soon as I said it.
Oh,
the same.
Bundas she's been having past
weeks.
And for the people that don't know, what y'all talking about? No, I don't know.
You don't know MC Deborah?
No.
Didn't MC Deborah still with us?
You know, I ain't seen MC.
I ain't seen her nowhere, and I miss her so much.
Yeah. We'll send you some videos.
Yes, we're gonna.
Right, so you can.
I love MC.
You can be introduced to MC.
Yeah. But
what about you all?
Yeah. So B, do you have anything, whether it's any physical activities, that's like your favorite?
Yeah.
So why?
Yeah, I really like walking on the treadmill. That's a really get the heart pumping a little bit, give you some energy. I do notice when I walk in, even for like a day or two, how much energy I do have. I don't have a crash in the middle of the day around 2-3 o'clock. That's gone. So it feels really, really good.
Okay. Question to that. Do you like walking outside?
I used to walk outside.
I remember you was doing that for a while.
Yeah, I was walking outside. It's cool. It is cool, but then it's kind of like, depending on the weather.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it's raining, if it's a little cool this day, if it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the treadmill is the most consistent. I could always, it's no problem. It's, consistency is key because it only take one day to fall off. Then you like, woo.
I said double bacon. And because you just do whatever you want to do.
A flood pucker with cheese.
You do whatever you want to do because that physical activity,
sure.
it definitely makes a difference. So that's something to think about. And then I think for me, real quick, if I'm going to the gym, I'm definitely gonna holler at my girl, Stare Keisha. They love her so much. Stare Keisha is
which for the people. For the people
beep,
that don't know, and another thing, beep beep beep, is the stair machine, right?
Stair machine, yeah.
So I call her Stare Keisha, and maybe that's why I be about Swallow Clip because I although it's tough, but I that would be my jam. So I would say Swallow Clip from outside, and then in the gym it'll be like the stairs. I like those.
We have a cardio lab at work, and sometimes people will like try to go in there in between classes, or sometimes when the classes are in there might be some free machines. I went in there one day, the period I know, it was this past week, the period I know that no kids are in there. And when I was finishing up my workout, a class was coming in, and I just instantly felt like I'm gonna puke if I don't get like to a seat. Yes.
Okay.
And I have not been doing the stairs. So when I got up, I tend to overestimate how much I can do. That's just the competitor in me. It's so like I'm on there like really trying to.
You probably had weights and shit. You always be doing too much.
And I like that them kids was coming in and I was like, I'm gonna throw up on somebody.
Hi, Miss.
Right. I was like, oh, hey, Danae. I can't talk. Listen. But I guess it feels good after. But
see, Stecky, she's gonna do you right every time. She's gonna whoop your ass every time.
Yeah,
she's going to. But so physical self-care, y'all. That's something to think about. So I want y'all in the comments if you're watching the video when you subscribe because you're gonna subscribe to our stuff because we're growing here. And so on our social medias and maybe if you see this clip, you'll comment and let us know like what are some of your favorite physical activities that help with your physical self-care, or if you even heard of physical self-care before, but now you heard it, so we got to be responsible. So that's the first one that I'll discuss, and so the next one we can go to spiritual self-care. And so spiritual self-care involves nourishing your inner being and connecting to something larger than yourself, rather through faith, nature, or personal reflections. Okay, so that's spiritual self-care. Again, there's your whole being, but you have different parts. So we got our physical self-care. Now we're at our spiritual self-care. My question is, and we can start with B, what area of your faith are you feeling most challenged in currently?
What area of my faith is? You know what I would say is like, when you ask like when you sit in that church and the pastor say, they say something like, okay, everybody say, I want God to stretch me. I'd be like,
in fact, I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
Right.
I don't say it. I don't. It's like, or bring me the new plate. I'll be like, nope.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's just what comes with that is, if you ask for wisdom, you don't just like get downloaded wisdom. You get put in situations, so you have to use wisdom, and you just be like, why is this happening?
Yeah.
And sometimes it'd be like, it be happening, with or without your consent, so it really don't matter what I say. You know what I'm saying?
At all.
Because you're still gonna be hit with it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just not gonna say it out loud. You're not.
Yeah.
So that's what I could say. Somebody's
process.
Right.
Because you're on the brink. You are on the brink.
So that would be. I'm not saying it.
Okay. I almost said your whole name. Danae,
gotta go, y'all.
What area of your faith are you feeling most challenged in currently?
Challenged. I don't know that that I'm feeling challenged. I am feeling positive about where I am in my faith right now.
Okay.
Which I haven't always. I think right now I am starting to see like a lightness in a way that I have not lately, and it's because some of the things that I've been praying for have been made a lot more easier. I feel like some obstacles have been removed, and just like my way of thinking. And God has a major hand in that for me. I think my consistency with making sure that my faith is in the center of a lot of the decisions that I'm making, or it's not just a lot of Danae consulting with the big G is really, really helping me out. So it, like, the word that comes to mind again is just lightness, that like it's not as difficult to do some of the normal things that people would see as normal that have been a challenge for me in the past have not been as much of a challenge here lately. And I do believe that it's because I am in a good place spiritually.
Yes, I love that. I love that.
That's good. Very good.
Yes, very good. So as we hear, spiritual self-care, that is a thing. But before I was
I was about to
say, forget.
You ain't gonna have us bearing our souls. You
And
better go
our souls is insane. So funny enough, so yesterday I went to church, and the word that was brought forth was super, super powerful. And like I was sitting in there and I was like, what is happening? Like, and it was just like the conviction, and it was so much. I was just like, I'm tired. I am tired. Like it was so, but so I think my thing, I know that one of my challenges is in some days really believing what God say about me. And I realize that I have had seasons with that in the past, and that's something I'm more self-aware now. But my thing is always, or in addition to, my thing is always like, so am I really that? Do I really have access to that? Is God really that? And so then I'll read something and it'll be like, boom. Or like I said, the word on church Sunday, I was just like, what is this? Like it was just super, super on point or whatever. Yeah. And so that's my thing, because I go back and forth with that. And so that's what I feel like is one of my challenges. And then even trying to completely, and I hope I say this right, but trying to like completely know God, and more so like Jesus. And like when I say know them, like know the full story, and feel like I know that it's this, but it's so many different levels to it and so many different phases. It's impossible, and I'm accepting that. But that's the challenge that I've had, because I'm like, I don't know enough. Do I really know? Is that right? Am I, so I'd be going back and forth with myself on that. So a lot of it could be some negative self-talk in some cases, but that's a struggle, a thing that I'm working through. And I don't even see it as a bad thing. I'm happy that I can identify it, and really put some language to it. So yeah, that's mine. So yeah. Whew, that was heavy. Spiritual self-care.
Can you lighten it up?
Yeah, we gonna do
that.
Is it
any like candy self-care? Chocolate self-care?
Well, it depends.
Little ice cream self-care.
It depends on how
little butter pecan self-care
you can be. You can be as creative as you feel. So if you can work ice cream into your self-care, do your thing and show me the way. So let's lighten it up, shall we, a little bit, and talk about and if you're listening, again, we've talked about physical self-care and spiritual self-care. So we want you to please entertain or interact in the comments. I'm sorry. Just so we can have a conversation, because we are figuring it out.
You can entertain us too. Be funny.
Exactly. Same. Same. So the next type of self care is social self care. And that's lighter, right? Social, yeah. Social self care is about prioritizing and actively nurturing your relationships with others to support your overall well being and mental health. Social self care, how you showing up in relationships, how you're allowing people to show up in your life, nurturing those friendships or sending that text or having that phone call, those types of things.
Yeah.
So when we think about social self-care, what's something B that you are happy about when you think about social self-care?
I'm not crying.
It's okay, Queen. You let them tears flow. You
I
let them
just have
flow.
They got some butter pecan in Peoria. Get you some, Queen.
Probably not. They probably got black walnut.
right.
Because the way you describe it, I want you to come home.
I'm gonna grab some tissue. It's sinus pressure.
No,
I'm not on that stuff either.
Nah.
on that stuff is crazy.
On that stuff is crazy. Yeah, for me, I really enjoy. You know what? I think it's most about being present for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Socially. When we had tacos at Nate House, that was really really great.
And
And
so was the food. That I just had a flashback. That was
I
good.
know, right?
Them
Wait, I
burrito
don't think I told her. I don't think I told her how good the bowls were. Did I? I can't remember.
I think somewhere between 953,000, like every 5 seconds, but they were.
So I didn't tell her, basically. Yeah. So being present in that, yeah. We were just talking about how,
Oh, I
me
heard,
like
and
me.
you told me
Okay,
a million times.
I don't know if I did. Did I?
She got right to it. Before you go, just so you know, I heard what you said.
I heard what you said. I was
Just
talking. I
saying,
was
I don't
shocked.
know.
Y'all couldn't hear me.
Yeah, no. I think being present and being intentional, that's the biggest thing, because these things are not going to just happen out of thin air. Sometimes they do, sometimes they really do. And those situations will surprise you, but for like these moments that we cherish, you know what I'm saying, we have to be intentional about it. And especially as we getting older, so many things could just happen, like calendars getting filled up, because even when we was trying to plan a day a couple times, we was like, okay, I'm good for 4 weeks from now, if that works for
How's those
y'all.
September looking? Like,
Right,
what do
right.
you mean? It is March.
The whole summer, huh?
Mhm. The whole summer is a wash.
Yeah, whole summer is a watch. So yeah, that's I love being with y'all, man. It's so much fun, so much fun. So
Same.
I agree.
yeah, how y'all
Yeah.
feeling?
Danae, I was asking B, what's something that you're happy about in your social self-care? Like what's something that brings you joy? I think that's how I worded it. But that's
I lately have been making more of an effort to show up authentically in my friendships,
Yeah.
and I think that kind of goes two ways. In the past, I have been guilty of showing up not at my best, or showing up knowing that something's weighing on me, or showing like and being uncomfortable sharing that instead of just sharing it. I would put on a face and just get through
Power
it.
through it. Yeah.
And I found that when I do that, it's not enjoyable for me. It's also not enjoyable for the other people, because 9 times out of 10, they know something wrong, and I'm just like being weird or being withdrawn or being just something that I'm not. And again, when you feel a little freedom to be yourself, it can make you sometimes you can miss out on things, because you know that you aren't in a place to show up. But also when you show up, if you are in a good place, then you tend to show up better, right? You could show up in not be a shell of yourself, be more
Right.
fun and more talkative and more social. Because I tend to teeter, right? And I know that
Mhm.
about myself. So um now if I'm not coming, then that don't necessarily mean something's wrong. It just means
Mhm.
I just
I
wasn't
ain't
gonna be my
coming.
best. I just wasn't gonna be my best.
Yeah.
And if I'm there, you can assume that I'm at my best.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a follow-up question for that. When you were powering through these interactions, did you feel like if you did say how you were genuinely feeling that it would like ruin the mood or something?
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm laughing. That's what I do in therapy too. But yes, sometimes
I'm a
I
therapist,
have
basically. Is that what you're saying?
right.
Oh, okay.
I think so. I think so, Dr. B.
Right. Yeah, I have felt like I don't want to be the wet blanket, or I don't want to bring the
Mm-hmm.
vibes down, or like
Mm-hmm.
it's not about me. Somebody else may have something going on that's worse
Mm-hmm.
than me. And so I um have made myself small in those situations. And
Mm-hmm.
I think I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. Like I just don't want to make myself small no more. So
Mm-hmm.
if I feel like that's what's required in order for me to attend,
Yeah, that's not where you
um,
should be.
I just don't want to do that. I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
And that I don't think that's an indictment against people. Or that is a I mean, if it's something that's repeated, then maybe that's not a
Yeah.
good friendship. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't ever feel like you can show up
Mm-hmm.
and share
Mm-hmm.
what you're going through, but I think I'm pretty solid in my friendships now of knowing when I can and can't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 Nice.
Thank you.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
You.
Asia.
Social self-care is important. For me, something I really enjoy is having conversations. Um, and they don't obviously you love the good ones, you love the easy ones, but like the hard conversations, I realize when you take you out. Oh, let me talk about me. When I take me out the way and really listen from a place that I know that the person's coming from and not a place of being offended, or the victim, or as me and Denise say, the
Mm-hmm.
V card, not coming from that place, you get more from it. You see it for
Mm-hmm.
what it's worth, and not who this person think they're talking to or whatever. But even on the flip side of that, just having like a easy conversation or a good conversation, both have value, and I appreciate that, and I think I learn a lot about people when I have those conversations. And so then I get to the point where I'm like, I knew this version of, and because we're talking, I could say like, I knew this version of Danae, but it's like that's that's not me no more. I
Mm-hmm.
do something different, and you have to be okay with accepting. To me, anyway, in my opinion, I feel like we have to be okay with accepting like the different phases of these social encounters, whether that's friendships, relationship, or whatever, because it comes with it. But you got to remember like what's at the core. Like I know what's at the core of Danae, and Danae and I have both been in places where I ain't talking to you. Don't call me. We not that. But then it's
Mhm.
always we always find ourselves, back. But we got to remember just what's at the core. So I think when we talk about social self care, that's something that we should think about because yeah, things can happen and people can say stuff and you can ruffle feathers and people are gonna ruffle yours. But like, what's at the core of that? So when we thinking about relationships and how we show up and stuff like that, like what's really at the core, opposed to like you just being pissed because somebody hurt your feelings or didn't say what you wanted them to say, or they didn't say what you wanted them to say. So all of that to say, for me, the value of conversations. That's mine. That's mine.
Cool.
Yeah, that is mine for sure.
I got something to add to that really quickly.
Please.
Um it's really two things. Number one is knowing who your friends are. So you got some friends who are great, phenomenal friends in a pinch, and
Mm.
just and so you can't text them and y'all talk all day. It's not gonna happen. You
Yeah.
can't call them. But if you really need some,
Mm-hmm.
then they're gonna be down. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that doesn't make them any less than a friend. And you got some people who you could text and call all day, whatever, but like they are not great in emergency situations or like under pressure. And then sometimes you find a person or a couple of people, small amount of people who are all of these things to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
knowing the type of friend that they are will save you a lot of heartache. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't make somebody be what they are not. Fundamentally, like foundationally, they are not
Yeah.
a under pressure type of person. But if we like, you know what I'm saying, we could talk about our dreams and we could talk about all of this stuff,
Mhm.
and also the season that we're in, you know what I'm saying, or the season that they're in. So I guess the thing is just we just have to extend grace, not to the point where you being like taken advantage of and it's not like reciprocal, but we do have to extend grace because it's so much going on just in our lives. And I always say like we are the main character in our lives. So now you could tell me something, you know what I'm saying? And I'll be like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, but you've been driving for 5 hours.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That was your main character objective the
Mhm.
whole day. And that's just like it's kind of like in the back of my mind, like, oh yeah, she did have to go, but so we have to offer grace to people, especially if we say we love these people.
Yeah,
So
for sure. For sure.
back to you,
I
AJ.
I have something to add to that too. I think in the vein of like having conversations, like you
Mhm.
just said, Adrian, like I think it's so much in asking a follow-up question, right? So like
Mhm.
sometimes we will get offended or bothered and just asking a simple like, hey, did you mean to say that like that?
Mhm.
Or did you
Yeah.
like is something wrong or did I do something to you? It's like such a small question. But it opens up the door to actually having the conversation. Like most of the times when people like the non-communication is what makes more conflict
Yeah.
than what's actually said in a one-on-one conversation. Like the
Mhm.
things that aren't said are the more because then your imagination gets to running and you get to
It does.
connecting dots and
Mhm.
assuming things and
Mhm.
and it's not even necessarily that
Yeah.
if you just ask a question and kind of put the ball it's like put the ball back in that person's court. They can tell
Mhm.
you at that time or they cannot, and then um you know at least you have more content to base your decision on
Yeah.
rather than just a weird interaction
Yeah.
or a you because sometimes that follow-up question can also like let the guard down of like okay
Yeah.
I was just emotional or I
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
stubbed my toe so like that was
Mhm.
like my
Mhm.
um pissed off response when I sit back and think like why am I so mad or what did I
Hmm.
who am
Mhm.
I mad at you get more done then.
For sure.
And I
Yeah.
have one more follow up to that, Sister Nay.
So, Adrian, to
Um,
your question in the chat, yes.
Okay. Oh, Ivy. Ivy. But no, go
uh,
ahead. This good. This good. Go ahead, B. Go ahead.
so I think also the other thing is like, also offering grace and everything like that. But you know, if we say that we love these social interactions, we love these social, these people in our social circle and stuff like that. I think to remove offense, we have to like understand that we are on the same team. Your tribe wants you to succeed. So if they say something that is not, it don't feel so good,
Mm-hmm.
it's like you should understand this person is saying it out of love, even though it may have came off a little sharp. You know what I'm saying? And maybe we could talk about that. However, yeah,
Mhm.
um, yeah, I think it's based on we are on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But if you a type person where every New Year's you like, okay, I have to cut some people off, you probably need to look at what you did, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
why are you cutting
Now
people off every
maybe.
single year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah.
definitely. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
yeah. So they're here for you. If you call them, this is your tribe, they're here for you. They're not gonna tell you something out of jealousy and I will hope anyway. I will hope people got
If you know
they be
you know
calling
your people.
friends, right? They be calling friends that they should have been cut off 15 years ago. They still
Right.
friends,
Yeah.
That's true.
but I'm gonna get off that anyway. Hey, back.
But that's social. That's social self care. And although we went deep into it, but that's just something to think about, and maybe to have a conversation with us or with your people just about the different types of self care. And again, just to go over them again, we talked about physical self care, spiritual self care, and social self care. But I feel like they all is obviously like more meat on the bones for all of them. But when you think about social self care, like when you say, you know, like Danae, how you use if you're not feeling your best, then you won't go because you know you won't show up the best. Like that's so powerful. But when you know you're showing up the best, 9 times out of 10, you probably was on the stairmaster, or you know what I mean. Like 9 times out of 10, you had a prayer that morning. Like it all works.
They generally connect. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's something that we should consider too. And if you're listening and you're feeling that, you know, I'm not doing so hot in this one part of self-care and I could be better. But then like, instead of blaming yourself, like see what's going on, because your body's going to talk to you. Your body's going to speak to you and you can see like, okay, so I feel this way about working out because blah, 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 you know, so what if we just try and sit with it a little bit and just really look and don't judge yourself and don't beat yourself up. I keep having this. No. Like you said, give yourself a little grace. And it's a part of your self-care. If you don't do it, no one else is going to do it. No one else is going to do it. And I think we are in a time in life. We need self-care. But I remember reading somewhere that self-care can be like intimidating to people. And like it makes them uncomfortable. Like for you to tell me that I have to take care of myself or I'm not showing myself, then now I feel like I'm a shitty person because I'm not, you know, I don't care about me or I don't do this. And so for some people, hearing the word self-care, it can make them a little intimidated. And if anybody listening and feel that way, that's in no way our intentions. Like we want to just give you something else to look at to be actually decent. But self-care is important. Self-care is important. And I have 2 more. I think it would be we're gonna have a part 2. So you gotta come back. So on this, I think we'll put a little pin in it and then we'll revisit these on the next episode, and then we'll discuss the last 2 and give away Range Rovers or whatever we choose to do. But that's my segment. That's what let's just speak that. That's my segment. So self-care.
Thank you.
Self-care.
It's nice to be able to every few months check back in on these things.
Especially
because I feel like there is, you said we need self-care, but like if you're not taking care of yourself, it's just gonna be tough. It's
for sure.
It's gonna go from worse to worse.
Worse to worse, because
West side and west side.
it's not easy out here.
Yeah,
but it's not easy.
We can do it.
I would also say I think sometimes self-care is also rooted in restraint though as well. Because sometimes we think about self-care as like kind of indulgence, but it could turn into a little detrimental. So like, you know, I know we didn't go over this one, but like financial self-care or something, you're not being responsible and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy me this TV because I deserve it because I've been working hard. But then also I'm gonna buy me this, you know what I'm saying, new laptop. And I'm gonna buy me exactly. Right. I'm gonna get me this. You've ate like 6,000 calories in a day. And it's like that's not self-care.
He want us to get our mouth off.
I want you, please. You're in my note. Please. You are absolutely correct with what you were saying, but
yeah,
you're taking away from the listeners coming back.
We won't move any further.
Yes, but so that's another on the next part of this we'll discuss professional self-care and financial self-care. So that's a little good spoiler, I guess, because we're gonna get it. I'll get all up in that financial self-care business for sure.
All right, so thanks for checking in with us today about our
Oh no, I say yeah. I'm sorry, I say yes.
About our physical, spiritual, and social self-care. Make sure you are checking in with yourself, because that's the reason why we do this, to just start conversations and to just pique your interest about things that piqued our interest. That's the reason why we share. So come on back with us next week and we will finish off talking about self-care, and make sure you subscribe. We'll see y'all later.
Yes.
See you later.
Peace out.